Revamping your parenting style can require patience, honesty, and a lot of hard work. The good news is it's never too late to start. Any positive change you make can result in a better outcome for your child. So today we are going to look into good parenting versus bad parenting. Hi there. Welcome to my channel. My name is Mfon. So last time I did a video on signs of bad parenting. So today I'm going to compact everything together to bring out good parenting versus bad parenting. So stay to the end of this video because I'm going to throw in 10 lists of negative impacts of bad parenting on children. So let's get into it. Number one, in bad parenting, you set poor example, but in good parenting, you model the right kind of attitude for a child. For example, if you're a type that used to talk, anyhow to a child, hit a child, you change and become a good parent. You talk nicely and you stop hitting a child. Number two, little to no discipline is a bad parenting, while making rules and setting boundaries is a good example. And also, it is important that you give reasons for your instruction, because when you are so authoritarian, hey, do this because I said so, your child doesn't have the opportunity to ask questions. It's not a good sign. So giving reasons, for example, yesterday my daughter wanted to make lemonade. I said, no, you can't have another sugar. You've had your hot cocoa this morning, you've had ice cream this afternoon, we ate beans, so you drank gari with sugar. That's a lot of sugar for one day. So I had to tell her the reason why I don't want her to make lemonade, so that she will not keep consuming a lot of sugar. So you have to give reasons for instructions. Number three, strict or rigid discipline. Like I said, authoritarian discipline, your discipline is one way direction. Your child doesn't know why he or she is doing a particular thing. But good parenting is you set rules after discussion. Yes, I want you to do your homework when you come back from school before watching TV. So you set that rules after you have discussed with your child. And also, allowing the child to choose is a good way of parenting, as opposed to choosing for the child all the time. Number four, over involvement and under involvement. Yes, is a sign of bad parenting. While getting involved in your child's life and taking it upon yourself to teach your child some of life's most important lessons is a good parenting. Number five, the child is, reprimanded even if he spoke the truth. Yes, sometimes speaking the truth doesn't even save you. Sometimes we jokingly use this Bible verse that says, say the truth and the truth will set you free. But sometimes kids will say the truth and the truth will still get them into trouble. It doesn't set them free. Instead, congratulate your child for saying the truth and make sure he understands where he got it wrong, and next time he will make it right. That's a sign of a good parenting. And number six, instead of shaming, which is a sign of a bad parenting, protect the child. Sometimes we embarrass the child and walk away. We don't know the lasting effect it has done on that child. So instead of embarrassing the child in front of his cousins, siblings, or his classmates, you take the child to a private place and talk, or you wait till everyone leaves. That's what a good parent would do. You wait until everyone leaves, because that child is a human being and he has feelings, and he can be embarrassed. Number seven, withdrawing affection and attention is a sign of bad parenting, while showing affection and attention to your child is a sign of a good parenting. Yes, be supportive. Also, be proud of your child's achievement. Celebrate his or her little wins. Yes, don't say, oh, your mates are doing better than that. Celebrate it. Instead of always giving advice, encourage your child. Number eight, not respecting his or her feelings is a sign of a bad parent. I remember working in the farm with my mom and I told my mom, oh, my waist hurts. And he said, oh, you're a little child. You're not supposed to complain that you don't have a baby. My feelings was not respected. So please understand and respect your child's feelings, because when opinions and feelings are discarded and not addressed in a healthy manner, it could adversely affect kids. Yes. Number nine, comparing your child to his or her siblings or any other person is bad. Instead, help that child to figure out their strengths and help them to cope with their weaknesses. There is something that everybody in this planet Earth are good at. So you try to figure out what your child is good at, and also try to help that child to cope with its weaknesses, because we all have strengths and our weaknesses. So we are all imperfect. Number 10, instead of pampering a child, let them understand the reality of life. Sometimes we want to, what I couldn't have, I want to do it for my kids. You are destroying that child. That child doesn't know the value. Okay, so instead of you pampering a child, let that child understand how money doesn't grow on trees. And also, instead of hitting your child, learn to use your words in a kind way and exercise self-control, because it's very, very natural that that's what you learn growing up, and you might want to do it unknowingly. You're transferring it unknowingly to your child. So learn to have self-control, and also try to answer their questions or help them figure out the answers by asking questions like, what do you think is the answer? Try to think. You're also creating an environment where they can think for themselves and bring out answers when you are not available. All right, I quickly want to pop in this because some people might like, I don't care, that's how I was raised. No, I've seen these things happening to me as a person, and which is why I started this channel. Yes, I started this channel and I call it healthy parenting, because growing up it was the other way around. So, impact of bad parenting on children. I am not trying to say that my parents were bad. The signs are glaring, they are on my face like this. I'm like, maybe that's why. Number 1, antisocial behavior. One of the impacts of bad parenting on children is antisocial behavior. Maybe that's why I'm not social. Yeah, people say I don't talk, but it's not true. I talk. Yes, I just, it's recently I discovered I am not an introvert. I am not. But the way I was raised, I did not have relationship with people. I find it hard to have relationship with people. Number 2, poor resilience. Your relationship with a child will dictate how a child will react with other people, how a child will react to life's, lessons. So your child has poor resilience on trivial matters. Number 3, your child develops depression and anxiety. Number 4, your child is always aggressive, because everything mommy was daddy was everything was explained and resolved with beating and spanking all the time. That's the impact of bad parenting on children. They all exercise that aggressiveness outside. And number 5, lack of empathy towards others. Yes, they don't care how others feel. Lack of empathy towards others, because their parents didn't care about them. They suffer from uninvolved parents that they don't care about their life, and they went on with their own duty. That is the impact. The impact is they don't have empathy for other people. Number 6, difficulty with relationships. Yes, they don't have great relationship. That's why they will move from one person to another. They will always have fighting. They are fighting with everybody. They don't have good relationships. Number 7, psychological disorders. Yes, bad parenting can make a child to develop several mental disorders that can take years to cure or never rectify at all. Such students tend to become socially misfit as they step into adulthood. So parents, be careful. These are the results of negative, habit. Okay, on kids. You think you are just doing your job, but you are doing it wrong. So be careful. Number 8, criminal behavior. Some parents indulge in corporal punishment since they believe it is the only way of dealing with naughty children. At a point, a child thinks it's okay to strike someone for any reason. As a child steps into adulthood, this belief transforms into immoral inclination to cause deliberate harm to others. That's one of the impacts. Number 9, control issues and rebellion. Yes, see, because we are the parents, we are the boss. You must do this, you must do that. Over controlling a child. You don't give a child the opportunity to make choice. A child, becomes arrogant. A child becomes over controlling. That's why when they're in the relationship, the other spouse cannot understand why, one person wants to be too bossy. Yes, you're the boss, but you don't have to be bossy. You don't have to. Number 10, negative self-perception. Consistent use of negative labels such as name-calling, bad-mouthing, and shaming deeply impacts child's sense of self-worth. There are some things that were said to me while as a child that affected me so much. So negative, I begin to develop self misfit. I begin to have this low self-esteem and bad self-image. So please, some of the things I shared here are the things I went through myself. My channel is basically, what I went through, and I hope to talk to my younger self in another person, and talk to my younger self by giving this advice to parents. Say, please, this is not just they say. I experienced some of these things myself. Once again, I'm not trying to say that my parents were bad, but they did what they knew, which is why education, helps you to know better. And when you know better, you act better. So please, parents, let's be careful and exhibit these good signs so that our kids will be happy while with us and when they are away. Yes. So when I say parenting with the future in mind, I want the future to always be happy. I want us to do something now that will make sure in the future we'll be happy that we made the right choice. So that's it for today. I would like you to comment down below what you've learned, like the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.